is watched over by sentinel night. This land is speaking. This land is awaking. Red earth rejoicing. Shadows dissolve, and hands are touching, linking in the wilderness. The silence becoming the song of resolve. As the sound of the hawking horizon enfolds me, blue presses me into the red of the sand. Zinnefest dances in magical motion. I'm there, still held in the palm of your hand. This land is awakening, speaking, singing. People are dancing, and music is heard. And laughter flows in the slow-moving rivers. Ancient chasms resound with the sacred word. Om Gadi Mata, give the child's wisdom to us now. Om Mother Shakti, Mother of these golden lands, Almighty Kundalini, rise within us all. Om Shanti Shanti. All ease into
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Thank you all so much for joining us again tonight. It's been really, really nice being able to meditate with everyone collectively, even though we're all in our own homes. So today is the 16th day in our 21 days of meditation series. So I hope at this point that everyone's meditation experience is growing and becoming a bit more enjoyable, or maybe a bit easier to get into. As I'm sure you're all aware, it's a practice that takes a bit of dedication and a bit of persistence to grow in. But if you're even having brief moments of getting into a state of thoughtlessness, or feeling a little bit of that bliss, or a bit of that peace that comes from your spirit, then that's a really fantastic start. So that being said, I'd just like to remind everyone that even though this is just a 3 weeks course, 21 days, we hope to continue to be a resource for you and be a point of contact to keep your meditation going on indefinitely, even after the course. So yeah, Sahaj Yoga will always be there, it'll always be free, and we'll have our resources available to you. So before we get started, I just want to check, is there anyone here who's new, who has not been attending the previous sessions? If so, just speak up or send us a message in the chat, and we can provide a breakout room and get you up to speed with a private session. Our class will be led today by Dr. Akshay. He's a clinical doctor, and he's been practicing Sahaj Yoga meditation for over 20 years now, and he's led many Sahaj courses over the years, so you're in very good hands. The theme of today's meditation is pure knowledge and creativity. When we purify our attention, we increase access to pure knowledge and inspiration. So there's going to be some guided meditation, some energy balancing, some information, some more in-depth information about the chakras, and a video excerpt as well. So I'll now pass you off to Dr. Akshay. How are you going today?
I'm good, thank you, James. Hello, everybody, and very good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, middle of the night for the rest of the world. My name is Akshay, and I'm doing the second day of the advanced session for Sahaj Yoga meditation, this August course. It has been excellent so far, and I'm glad to take it further into the next chakra in terms of your own advancement of what you can do in terms of getting deeper into meditation. So I'm guessing most of us would be quite adept at meditating every day, even if it's for a minute or two. And the more regularly we do it, the deeper we get, the better we get at it. So I see many people who come to me saying that, oh, but Dr. Akshay, I'm not used to meditating. I'm not good at it. So I say, well, that's the whole point. We actually do exercise for the reason that we can't do enough, or we can't push ourselves enough. So meditation is one of those things that I do recommend people to do it, even if it's for a minute, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, it's up to you. So let's go forward. And I'll see if I can share with you a little bit more about Sahaj Yoga and what these chakras mean. So I'll share this page with you. Can you guys see it here? So that's the information about chakras. If you can see the information about Swadhisthana chakra.
Yep, we can see that.
James, you can see it?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah. So forget about the left half of the screen, because it's taken from a book. So the right half of the screen talks about Swadhisthana chakra and how it links with pure knowledge and creativity. Let me give you a few examples. So if you have read or remember anything from school times, Archimedes, you can talk about Einstein, you can talk about Newton. All these people came across these amazing theories in physics and science when they were sitting in a state of thoughtlessness. It's something that's hard to believe because people regard them as remarkable thinkers, but actually these people were in absolute thoughtlessness when these sudden pure knowledge has hit them. So it's one of those things that it's mentioned in yoga for many thousands of years now, that pure knowledge, it comes from within. It doesn't come from books. It doesn't come from people who tell you to do things. It doesn't come from experience. It comes from within. Experience can only hone that knowledge which already exists within you. So the left side of the Swadhisthana brings in the pure knowledge, is the source of desire, and the right Swadhisthana makes it happen. It's the manifestation of the desire. And the central Swadhisthana looks after both sides, which is getting the desire, getting the action happening, getting the creativity coming out of you. We can also see this creativity manifest in terms of anything that you do on a day-to-day basis. It is something, could be as simple as, you know, the aesthetics of how you like things to look at in your house or in your life. It also would manifest in terms of your work, in terms of your relationships, in your friendships, everything. So if you look at the second page, which I'm guessing I've just turned that page, I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully you do.
Yeah, we're on the Nabi now.
Yep, cool. So now there are things which can affect Swadhisthana chakra, and the power that comes through it can be affected by going through false practices, through occult practices, from false gurus or people who claim that they have achieved such and such, but they actually haven't. That can affect the left Swadhisthana. Also, the right Swadhisthana can be affected by alcohol, drugs, many other things in your life, like even excessive coffee or addiction to any particular substances can also affect the right Swadhisthana. We do have treatments and various modalities in which we can make the Swadhisthana come back into balance. We'll be talking one of those techniques today. So coming back to, you might also be interested in knowing more about Swadhisthana, about the element of fire, which is the essence of Swadhisthana chakra. There are various other things associated with it if you are interested in those things, like the yellow color, the topaz as a stone, the planet Mercury, all those things. It doesn't really bother me, but people who are interested, that's there for you. There are 6 petals around the Swadhisthana chakra, which are the sub-plexuses of the aortic plexus, which is where it's located along the spinal cord. So how about I do less of a talk, and we will do some part of meditation. I'll go through the technique of candling as well as the next step. So let's all raise our Kundalini and take a bandhan together. So if you want me to demonstrate to you again, so your left hand stays at the level of the sacrum bone down below. Your right hand goes from inside out while we raise the left hand up, and we tie a knot on the top. We do the second time again and tie 2 knots. We do the third time and we tie 3 knots. The next part is the bandhan part, which is a protection. So we put the left hand on the lap. With the right hand, we take this rainbow overhead to the right, come back up overhead to the left. That's 1. There are 7 chakras, so we do this 7 times, always finishing on the left hand. Let us consciously slow down our breathing process. Take a gentle breath in and hold, and a slow breath out and hold. Now let us put the right hand towards Mother Earth and keep the left hand on the lap. Let us address Mother Kundalini or Mother Earth, however you like it. Just say within your heart, Mother, please remove all of our problems from the left channel. All of our inactivity, lethargy, superego into the earth element. Keep using the same breath technique I mentioned earlier. Slow it down. If we keep getting thoughts, we can just say, I forgive, I forgive. Let's put the right hand on the lap and put the left hand pointing towards the sky, palm facing backwards. Here, let us say from within our heart, Mother, please remove all of our problems and negativities off the right channel. All of our heat and overactivity, into the ether element. All the while, just try and keep your attention inwards, in the now, in the present. That's where breathing helps. Keeping a gentle, calm, steady rhythm. A deep breath in and hold. And a deep breath out and hold. Let's bring the left hand down. Keep the eyes closed. Keep the breathing as we discussed earlier. Now we shall be playing a short video compilation actually, by Srimataji about the Swadhisthana chakra and knowledge and creativity.
With love, all kinds of creative action takes place. You see how Raulbai has love for me. And in this place, you all also got new ideas of creating a beautiful thing. And as love will increase, your creativity will develop. So the basis of all creativity of Saraswati is love. If there is no love, there is no creativity. It's even in the deeper sense. You see, people who have created all the scientific things are also out of love for the masses, not for themselves. Nobody has produced anything for themselves. If they make something for themselves, it has to become for universal use, otherwise it has no meaning. Even if you say atom bomb and all these things are created from science, they are also very protective. If they had not created those, people would not have taken out their minds from war. Now nobody can think of having a big war. Of course they are having cold wars, but that also will gradually stop when they will be fed up of it. So all the activity on the right hand side of Saraswati basically has to end up in love, starts with love and ends up in love. Whichever does not end up in love coils up and finishes up. It just disappears. So you can see that even matter which is not used for love just finishes up. The basis has to be love. Otherwise all such matter that we create, which has angularity, which is not fitting into the mass media, which is not appealing to the masses. Of course, it takes time. We have seen that it takes time. But it has that tendency always to disappear in the thin air as soon as you find it does not appeal to the masses. Now this love that we talk of, this great love of God we talk of, we know that it for definite through vibrations. People do not have vibrations, but still they can feel the vibrations in a very unconscious way. All the great paintings of the world have vibrations. All the great creative works of the world have vibrations. Only those who have vibrations have been sustained by time. Otherwise all other things are destroyed. There must have been monuments and horrible statues and horrible things that have been created long time back, but were all destroyed by nature and they could not stand the impact of the kala, that is the destructive power of time. So all that is sustaining, all that is nurturing, all that is ennobling comes from this sense of love which is within us, very much developed, but within others also who are not yet realized. Ultimately the whole world has to realize that one has to go to that ultimate love of God, otherwise it has no meaning. Now you have seen in art, people have taken to other methods of appealing to people by using cheap things and very vulgar things, just to make people think that this is art. But this will all disappear. It cannot sustain the impact of the time, as I told you. It cannot, because the time will kill it. All these things have to disappear. And already you can see the result, how things are changing everywhere, even in the West. So there is no need to be so much disappointed with the West and to say that the Western world is a wasteland. It is going to be all right, and it has to be done. Especially it has done a lot of puja of Saraswati, I should say, in the West. Much more that they have done in India, because they have gone to learning, they have tried to find out so many things. But only thing they forgot that it is a goddess of learning. Everything comes from the goddess, that's what they forgotten. And that's why all the problems have been created. If there is no spirit in your learning, if there is no source of the goddess in your learning, then it is absolutely useless. If they had realized that there is the spirit that is working it out, they would not have gone that far. And that's what I was warning the Indians all through, that you are now taking to industrial revolution in a way. And to avoid all the complications of industrial revolution, you must try to know the spirit. If you do not know the spirit, you will have the same problems as these people had, because they are also human beings, you are also human beings. You will go the same way, at random you will run, and there will be problems, the same problems as the Western people have suffered. Now, Saraswati's blessings are so many that one cannot describe in such a short time. And the Surya has given us so many powers that it is impossible to tell them even in one lecture, even in 10 lectures. But how we go against Surya and how we go against Saraswati while doing the worship of Saraswati is to be seen very clearly within ourselves. For example, the Western people are very fond of Surya because they have no Surya with them. But they go too far with it, as you know, and create complications within themselves of Surya. But the main thing that one has to achieve through Surya is the light within. Is the light within. And if Surya Chakra at the Agya level is occupied by Lord Jesus Christ, then it is even more essential that the purity of life, what we call niti, is the morality of life. The morality itself has become very much sort of an argument in the West. People don't have any sense of absolute morality. On vibrations, of course, you know. But they have gone all against it. Those who are the worshippers of Jesus, those who are the worshippers of the Surya, of the Saraswati, have all gone against the powers of Surya, just disobeying it. Because you cannot be a Surya if you do not have a proper sense of morality and holiness. The Surya itself brings light. You see everything. So many qualities Surya has got. It dries up everything that is wet, dirty, filthy. It dries up all these places which create parasites. But so many parasites are created in the West. Not only parasites, but there are horrible cuts and horrible things which have come into those countries, which is supposed to be full of light. And in that darkness, they exist. Darkness about the spirit, darkness about their own knowledge, and darkness about love. These three things have taken over in the places where you are supposed to love light. Light doesn't mean what you see with your gross eyes. Light means from within, the light of love. That one should understand. Light of love. And it's so soothing, it's so sweet, it's so beautiful, it's so enamoring, it's so abounding that unless and until you can feel that light within you, that light which is of pure love, of purity, pure relationships, pure understanding, if you can develop that kind of a light within yourself, then the whole thing will be cleansed. Wash me and I shall be whiter than snow. This is what happens to you when you are completely cleansed. The purest form of nature is within us. The purest form of nature is within us. Our chakras are made out of that purest form of nature. We are the only people who are spoiling it by our mental thinking. Again, the same Saraswati's work. We are going against Saraswati itself. Saraswati cleanses all that is impure in nature, while with our brain activity we are spoiling all that. All our brain activity goes against pure intelligence. And that's what one has to understand, that this pure intelligence is not to be soiled by our thinking. Our thinking can make us so bumptious, so ego-oriented, so impure, that we can really eat the poison and say, what's wrong? Just the opposite of Saraswati. If Saraswati is within us, she gives us subuddhi, wisdom. And that's why to worship Saraswati, to worship Surya, we must have that clear vision as to what we have to be, what we are doing, what filth we are living in, what our mind is getting into. After all, we are here for emancipation and not for just pampering our ego and living with our filth that is with us. So this light should come within us and we should try to rise above our own mental filth which is being created around us. So in your judgment, what is there? There is no pure knowledge. So see how connected they are. Vibrations, which is love. And also the other thing which you have to have is the knowledge, the pure knowledge, the true knowledge. We can say that pure knowledge and true knowledge is like the energy, like electricity. And the way you feel it, the way you understand it, it exists, that is love. People don't understand also what is the love is. They get mad after someone and say that, Mother, I think that I'm in love with that person. And after 5 days they'll come and say, Mother, no, I won't have anything to do with that person. Why? Because you have not got the pure knowledge. You did not feel the pure knowledge in that person through your vibrations. Now see how connected it is. Like we can say the sun and the sunlight. What is the difference between the two? Sun is there, when sun comes, there is sunlight. So what is the difference? Or we can say the moon and the moonlight. What is the difference? There is no difference in these two things. One is the moon and another is the light. So all these things are very, very confusing, that we don't understand how confused we are about it, and we don't understand how our vibrations can mislead us. Because vibrations are there, all right, but sometimes even if they are missing, just to justify yourself, you will say, we have vibration. And we feel that it's very good, excellent. And later on you will discover that it's not so. So even now, when we are realized souls, we should know what is encompassing us, which is around us, what is that which makes us feel that it's all right, it is good, we should have it. Once we start understanding that vibrations of pure knowledge are of a very different nature, then you are not attached to that person, you are not attached to that family, you are not attached to that country, nothing. But what you feel is the pure vibrations coming to you. This is the point which is very confusing. When you say, my vibrations are good, I like those vibrations, and while you jump into the ocean of filth. Many people have asked me, Mother, why is it sometimes we make mistakes? You do not make mistakes. It's your ignorance which is darkness. And that's why whenever you plunge into it, you fall into trouble. So to understand that our knowledge has to be completely clear.
Welcome back. After that beautiful talk about knowledge and creativity, I would like to take a bit further into the medical aspects of what it really means, what you can do about these chakras. So I'll share with you on the screen again. Hope you can see this presentation. I'll quickly go through that. So what Shimaji meant was Swadhisthana chakra, as you all know, it's the aortic plexus, which also looks after the liver, pancreas, the right half of the intestines as well. And the intestinal plexuses, as in the peritoneum, has got a complex structure, network of nerves around it, which look after the gut-brain connection. You might have heard about this gut-brain connection recently or over the last few years, because it's a more trendy thing, it's more, people are catching up on it, but it's been there for thousands of years in Ayurveda, in Chinese medicine as well, but it wasn't really recognized in the Western medicine until recently, until it really found out what the gut-brain connection means. And so now it makes so much more sense when we see, like even when I was doing medicine, we had nothing in terms of this knowledge about the aortic plexus or the Swadhisthana, or how it might be linked with your brain connection. So the what Shamaji also says is that the brain cells need to replenish, and they do replenish every now and then. Where does that energy come from? The energy actually comes from the liver and the right swadhisthana, which provides mitochondrial energy. That's something which we never knew before, but I mean, of course, it was there in the background. But I can now make a good correlation between these two. So the mitochondrial energy comes from the liver and the right swadhisthana. And if we get over focused on futuristic planning, overthinking, we are all the time thinking about things, it can overload the right swadhisthana. That's actually where all these problems of diabetes, overactivity affecting the heart, also causing fatigue and sleep issues, it all comes from this right swadhisthana area. And we can do something to improve it. So as you can see, you could work on your meditation, the depth of the meditation, and you can easily work on the anxiety, improving stress, improving attention issues, the TikTok generation, as I call it, as I love to call it, or the way people can't hold their attention for more than 15 seconds is a problem as well. So this is something where you can improve slowly over time by focusing on your meditation, the depth of meditation. I'll take you through some of the functional MRI scan results which show the location of these chakras. So it has been clinically proven how these chakras work. There's a lot of medical mumbo jumbo here. There's some research links. These are the ancient sort of references to scriptures and older traditions and cultures where it's always been mentioned in there, but very subtly, that what is self-realization, what is Kundalini awakening, what is the energy on the top of the head, Sahasrara, all those things. So this was the common picture that everybody sees. I'll show you the one that relates to the right side of the picture and the location on the spinal cord of these chakras. There's another one I'd like to show you. So when we talk about meditation, we are essentially creating a hypermetabolic state. So it is slowing down the metabolism, causing cooling down of the excessive thought processes and the excessive workload that the chemical factory of your body, the liver, is being subjected to. And the parasympathetic dominance in that case would calm down the adrenergic systems and bring us into balance. One of the other things which I wanted to take you guys through was the cleansing processes and the treatments. So last week, Margaret did take us through the ice pack treatment, the right Swadhisthana treatment. Today, I'd like to take the opportunity of taking you through the candling, which is the left-sided treatment. So as you know, the right side is always the warmer side. Any problems with the right side will cause you to heat up further. So we need to cool that down. As against to the left side is the cooler side, and a problem of the left channel of left Swadhisthana will freeze it down. Okay, so we need to warm it up to improve the function of the left Swadhisthana. Let's share with you another screen. If I'm unable to share this, I'll probably get Maya to share the slide of the 1008 treatments showing candling, please. Yeah, I think I'm having some trouble with that particular slide. Thank you, Mike. So as this sheet says, the fire element is what we are going to use tonight, to help with the left Swadhisthana. So it's good to keep yourself safe. So make sure that you don't have a candle that does not have a base to hold on to. We don't want people to complain to us about burning their hair or burning the clothes or burning themselves. The worst comes to us. So what I've done, I just prepared myself a small candle with a small holder. And what we do is we would focus on cleansing each chakra. So I'll just show you, I'll stand up and I'll show you. So what we do is we'll be working on the left side, okay? You might be looking at me as if it's a mirror image. So Swadhisthana is somewhere at the lower belly area. And what we do is, if you're looking from the front, we go around like this, which is in clockwise directions. If I'm looking from the front, it looks like I'm going in clockwise directions. And we keep the left hand on the lap while the right hand goes around each chakra. So we'll start with the lower chakra, the Muladhara chakra, 7 times. Then we slowly go up to the Swadhisthana chakra. We do it 7 times. Then we go up to the Nabhi chakra or the stomach chakra. We go up 7 times. Then we go to the left heart. We do it 7 times. I can take a seat now. Now, the left neck or the left Vishuddhi is where we would go around 7 times like this. When we come up to the Agya chakra, which is in the front of the forehead, again, we do the same thing. And then we bring the hand down. And what we would do is we raise the candle on the left side overhead to the right, and we come back overhead to the left. We do this 7 times. Now, this is one technique of taking abandon or protection with the candle. But if you need to just clear your left channel or left side, what we do recommend is we can just go from the left to the right. We come back to the left hand. We go up overhead to the right, come back to the left hand, go overhead to the right, and do this 7 times. So to keep it simple, I'll just say, just remember this part where we raise the candle overhead on the left side to the right, and we do it 7 times. So this was a technique of cleansing the left channel or warming up the left channel using a candle. Again, make sure you're safe. All right, let's go to the next part. What I'll do is I'll go through with you about just calming ourselves down, and we'll do a bit of silent meditation on top of the head. And then we'll have a small piece of music in the background just to finish off the meditation. So let's all close our eyes. And just before we get into the silent part, what I'd like to do is I'd like to play some specific mantras for the Swadhisthana chakra. I might get mine to help me out there. And play a short mantra video.
दाई स्वाधिष्ठान के लिए मंत्र। ओम श्री हिमालयाय नमो नमः। ओम श्री चंद्रमसे नमो नमः। ओम श्री कैलाश स्वामिने नमो नमः। ओम श्री निर्मल चित्ताय नमो नमः। ओम श्री चित्त निरोधाय नमो नमः। ओम श्री चित्तेश्वर्यै नमो नमः। ॐ श्री चित्शक्त्यै नमो नमः। ॐ श्री हज़रत अली फातिमा बी देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ श्री सर्वतापहारिण्यै नमो नमः। ॐ श्री संजीवनी स्वामिन्यै नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Let's bring the attention back inwards. With our right hand, let's raise the Kundalini just along the midline from our base of the spine to the top of the head 3 times. Let's do the same technique I mentioned earlier. So slow down the breathing. This time, maybe you would like to try a 4-7-8 breathing technique. So breathe in for 4 seconds or 4 counts. Hold for 7 counts and breathe out for 8 counts. Just to aid ourselves, let's put the right hand across the forehead. We shall say just twice, I forgive, I forgive. Now let's put the center of the palm of the right hand on the top of the head, massaging the scalp in clockwise directions 7 times within our heart. Let us say, Mother, please establish my self-realization. Please establish my self-realization. We can bring the hand down and keep the attention on the Sahasrara. We'll have some music in the background for a couple of minutes.
Just kind of want to unmute yourself, Dr. Akshay.
Sorry about that. Just try to feel yourselves on your hands with your eyes closed. Just feel for yourselves if your thoughts have quietened down. If your attention has stabilized. Let's finish meditation by raising Kundalini 3 times. And taking the bandhan 7 times. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Dr. Akshay. That was a really wonderful session. I think everyone's really appreciative of the knowledge you shared today and the meditation you guided. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And if I could just ask you too, what would be your key takeaway from today's program? So all these people have just been meditating for 16 days or doing Sahaja Yoga meditation for 16 days. What would you tell them?
All I'll say is the key is regularity. 5 minutes is all we need every day.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks so much. I'll
No
just share my
worries.
screen and take you all to the resources pages. Can you see my screen? Hope so. All right.
Yep. Yeah, all
Okay,
good.
great. Thank you. Right. So just want to remind everyone that all of the sessions are recorded and posted here. Here we are in week 3. So today's session will be posted here. Day 16, Pure Knowledge and Creativity. Tomorrow's program is Peace and Contentment. Acquiring in order to share increases our satisfaction. So today we covered a bit about the Swadhisthana chakra, which is our 2nd chakra up. So this would be the next chakra up, the 3rd chakra, which is the Nabhi, which has to do with self-contentment, self-mastery, generosity. And yeah, we'll get more into it tomorrow. I want to direct you to a few resources that might help elaborate on what we learned today. So first of all, there's more knowledge of the subtle system and chakras here, or you can sort of have a brief cover of what Dr. Akshay told us today about the Swadhisthana and other chakras. This is always a great one at any time in the first 3 weeks. Just general guiding videos for meditating at home. So raising your Kundalini, putting yourself into bandhan. You can go through the self-realization process just as a means to get yourself into meditation. But these are all very great and very helpful for assisting you with meditating at home. Wanted to show you about candling. Yes. So Dr. Akshay today showed us how to candle. If you'd like to read some instructions on how to do that, there's just a little bit of information here or a bit of a demonstration picture. Foot soaking as well. And also I'd point you to here, Shimadaji's talks and videos. So there is a video on the Swadhisthana chakra here, if you again wanted to learn more about that. So yeah, I think that's it. Did anyone have any questions? Myself or Dr. Akshay, feel free to just ask them or chuck them into the chat. If not, all good. The WhatsApp chat is always open, so you can post your questions there, or if you'd like any assistance or guidance on meditating at home, feel free to put it in the WhatsApp. Other than that, I think we're all finished up. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending again. It was really lovely. It was great meditating with you all, and see you all tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Hail to the jewel in the lotus, a mind perfected in the four virtues, a gold body filled with wisdom. Her green jade buttons and white silk robe bathed in holy light.